used to scare the shit out of me. No, I used to just listen to them and I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing in my life? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? You know, frankly, I have struggled with my childhood. You know, I was a happy kid, but somewhere in my mind it was there that there is something different about me.
Hello everybody, I welcome you all to my channel and my first series, Mastering Your Inner Circle. We will be introducing you to people and we'll be learning about their thought process and their mindset when it comes to apply in your real life. In a very difficult situation or while doing something which is beyond their limits, standing at the edge of your box and doing something which really takes guts. So, I'll be introducing you to my first guest for today. She's someone who has been doing a lot of stuff on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and whatnot. She has come out of her closet and openly expressed about LGBTQ community, and very importantly she revealed that she's a part of it. So let's do it. Coming Dharti Patel. She's also known as the Unpoet. How are you, Dharti?
I'm fine, thank you so much. I'm actually honored being part of this show and I'm very excited for and I'm very looking forward for it.
The pleasure is all mine, buddy. We have researched about you and we got to know that you have 2 channels on YouTube, not just one, there are 2 specifically, and the other one is The Unpoet. I would like to know what exactly your channel The Unpoet is all about.
My channel The Unpoet, actually why I kept the name Unpoet, because I was 16 when I was very curious about writing. I used to write my own songs, Bollywood channel, Bollywood songs say inspire. Okay, I used to write my lyrics. Bale tune same ho, but I used to write my lyrics. So sometimes I feel that there is a poet. My alter ego is a poet, and I'm not so poetic. So sometimes I feel like I should write something, and sometimes I feel like I shouldn't do anything at all. So my alter ego's name is The Unpoet.
Okay, so you talked about alter ego. Is that something like when you dive into that more and you wear that attitude, come on, let's do it, does that come naturally into you? Yes, I have to do something, I have to deliver something.
Yeah, definitely, it comes naturally. When my alter ego takes over me, I'm like a different person. Sometimes I feel I have a split personality, but I don't think that is the case. But some days you feel some different vibes and some day you feel different about yourself. So every day you get to know something new about yourself. So I think The Unpoet is very close to me, and whoever he or she, it's inside me, it's very special.
You're coming out of closet video. Other than this video, there is one more video which we have researched about you. Why did you shave your hair? Why did you get bald? Specifically, I want you to walk through us, like what was your exact mindset when you were about to reveal your sexuality to all the people. Other than this, I also want to know, why did you shave your hair? What made you do this?
Okay, first I'll talk about my head shave video. So back in 2016, when my mother's father, my Nana, he passed away that time, somewhere between June or July. I talked about it in my video also. So he has 3 daughters.
Okay.
So I don't have any mama. There are cousin mamas, but he has 3 daughters. And obviously not my mother or not 2 of my masi were gonna shave their head.
Right.
So I thought that since there is no male in their family, I should do it. We have the culture that all the male in the family, whoever dies, they shave their head. Then
right.
I decided to do it. Personally, I wanted to do it and I just wanted an excuse to do it. And I felt like doing it, I just did it.
Okay, that's something which you broke the stereotype,
yeah.
And you did something which at least as far as I know people, I haven't seen any girl doing this. So that's up to you, buddy. But to my next question, which is actually I took it very personally. I researched a lot on it. You came out like you just killed it. You openly spoke about LGBTQ community and you told that you belong or you're a part of it. So what was the actual situation, or what made you reveal the things, and what exactly made you feel when you just revealed it?
This is going to be a very big answer. Actually the thing is, I was 6 years old when I not realized, but I used to like girls more than boys. There was just that feeling. I didn't know that it's attraction or love. I was very young, too young to know that. So this is very embarrassing. I was only 6 years old.
Yeah, it's okay.
So since childhood, whenever if my mother is watching the TV, there were a few incidents where the news were showing that a girl got married to a girl, which is illegal in India. I don't know why. When your parents see such news and they discuss कि क्या हो रहा है ये, कितना shameful thing है ये, I hope हमारे साथ ऐसा ना हो. So it used to scare the shit out of me. I used to just listen to them and I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing in my life? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Frankly, I have struggled all my childhood. I was a happy kid, but somewhere in my mind it was there that there is something different about me. So even though I used to ignore it, it used to haunt me every day. Every day it used to haunt me. So when I was in 10th standard, I got to know the term about being gay or being a lesbian. So I knew that I am a lesbian, but I was in denial. I used to say, what bullshit is it? It can't be happening to me and all. But somewhere I knew that I am. So I didn't say anything to anybody. I took a very drastic step of being in a relationship with boys. I literally forced myself into it. So when I was in 11th or 12th, I don't remember exactly, I had a long distance relationship with a guy. I won't name him.
Okay.
He used to stay in Rajasthan and I used to stay in Mumbai. So I was really trying very hard to make this relationship work, because in my head it was like, if this relationship won't work, then what will you do? I'm that kind of person who stays with one guy and I'm going to stay with him forever. So obviously it wasn't going to work out, since it was a long distance and I was only 17 years old. How it was going to happen? So within 2 years we broke up. I got to know that he was 2-timing me, he was 3-timing me. I don't care right now. But I cried that time. I cried because I was thinking, not because he broke up with me. Actually, I broke up with him. I was crying because I was thinking, oh my God, what will I do next now? How am I gonna find another boy? So I dated few boys after then, but never felt that way what I still feel for girls. Never really felt that way. Never. I still remember. No, I can't do it. I can't be in a relationship with a guy.
So tell me, when you just revealed live on YouTube, you just said that I'm lesbian. In that particular moment, what led to this situation that you took a stand, you decided I'll be coming out in public and I'll be revealing my sexuality?
So when I told my friends for the first time, I was in first year, maybe 18 or 19, so they were very cool about it. Frankly, I never went through any bullying or any teasing to lesbian or to gay. I never really went through that. Touch wood for that, and thanks to God.
So Dharti, I would like to know, like, you openly came out in public, you took a stand for LGBTQ community, and you told the audience or the entire people out there that you belong or you're a part of it. I want to know what exactly was happening to you which led to this decision that you will be coming out in public, you'll be taking a stand for it. also I wanted to know what was the mental toughness which you were dealing with once you revealed it, and what did you do? What was the thought process exactly was all about to make yourself calm?
I'll tell a little backstory for this answer. So as I said earlier that I was in first year when I told my friends. So that time my mindset was like, that's it, I'm not gonna date boys anymore. I'll be looking for a partner now, serious partner. So I joined many LGBTQ community on Facebook, but I never went for the gathering. But I joined many people. Then there were many girls who used to approach me, and most of them were depressed and they were closeted. And the reason behind they were closeted was obviously our society, who is not ready to accept LGBT community completely yet. There are many open-minded people, but I think we need something more now. There have been times, when boys who are gay, they used to approach me and they used to tell me their story, that how depressed they are. Even transgender, they used to tell me how depressed they are, how they feel suffocated in their body. It's very saddening to know all this, and the worst thing is that you can't do anything about it. As a listener, you can only give them moral support, strength, whatever they need. But the main thing, what they really have to do is, they have to come out by themselves. You can't help them to do that. You can give only moral support.
Right.
So, listening to them and many other stories, reading about someone that committing suicide just because he or she is a lesbian or gay. And that particular day when I released that video, even I was depressed that time. I was depressed. I am going through depression. I also have anxiety. I have my own reasons. So, there are those days, where you feel like, screw this. Let's do it. You should do it, because whatever you are doing it's right. And it is going to be right for you also, and for the people who are going to listen to you. You never know, if someone who is suicidal, who is feeling suicidal, he or she listens or watches to my video, he or she might feel good. He or she might rethink about his suicidal thoughts. So my family knows about me. So I didn't do it for my family. I did it for people who are suffering what I used to suffer before. So I was like, I think you should do it. I think I should do it. So I just did it, and the response was amazing. The response was very amazing. As I told you earlier, that I've never gone through any bullying or teasing earlier, because I'm very friendly. Nobody feels threatened when they are around me. What people usually have in their mind, that lesbian, gays are all chipku, they just want sex, or they just want they are just lusty. Thanks to Bollywood, which are portraying like this to LGBT community people, which is very wrong. And I don't think not everybody is like that. And even if there are few people, then I think there are many in stereotype also. What we call turkey boys. Then ऐसे लोग तो सब जगह पे है यार, ऐसे लोग सब जगह पे. And I think we should be really be open-minded now towards. You should not judge someone very quickly. You should first know them, and then you should have a judgment about them.
Right. You said about suicidal thoughts. You also said about depression, and you said you are facing it and you are going through it. Walk us through the mental toughness. What do you do to your mind to train your mind to be focused, to be calm, and in spite of all this, deliver what you want to do?
See, this is actually really tough. Depression, what people still think about depression is they say अरे तू क्या depressed रहता है, तेरे पास क्या reason है depressed होने का. It's not that. Sometimes you don't need a reason to be depressed. Everything it's inside us. It depends on what we feel. So I had depression and anxiety since very long, since when I discovered about my sexuality. So I used to wake up at night feeling so scared, like someone is just strangling me. So I still feel that, but what you have to think, you have to stay positive. You have to think that this is just a phase and it is going to pass. It is not going to last forever.
Right. Very good thought.
Because these are the things which are holding you back, and you have to do something great. Then you shouldn't let anything hold you back. I know that I want to make a change, I want to add a value towards somebody's life. So I can't sit in the corner and cry ki, oh my god, I have depression, I have anxiety. It's okay, I deal with it, but I shouldn't make a big deal about it. There are people who are suffering so badly, and nobody can understand their they are asking for help. There are many ways they ask for help. Not only ki arey yaar, I need a help. There are many signs of some person is asking for help. When if you have a best friend, you haven't seen him or her in a very long time, he is not receiving your call or not replying to a message, so there is something wrong with him.
Right.
So it itself is a sign of help, that he needs a help. So what I really want to say to people who are suffering from depression or anxiety, I know that it's very hard for you to face it, but there is nothing that a person cannot do. If you want, you can do anything. If you want, you can achieve anything in this world, and you just have to keep that in mind, and you just have to stay positive day, night, or whatever, wherever you are. You just have to stay positive. Even if anxiety strikes or depression strikes, you have to say that I am strong and I am going to face it, and I am going to go through this. I am going to do whatever I want, and I will achieve anything in my life.
Wow. It's simply wow, because correct me if I'm wrong, I believe what you are trying to tell us is something that your thoughts manifests your destiny or your future. Because is it the same thing? Are you trying to say to our audience or a larger audience? Do you say like you should manifest your thoughts, like you just said about that you should be strong, should feel strong, you should do something that I need to add value to other lives. There are many much other things which needs your focus, time, energy and money. Is that the thing which you're talking about?
Yes. Yes, I think when you decide to do something big, you can't, as I said earlier, you can't let anything hold you back. I mean, if you I'll give an example. Sachin Tendulkar. There was a match when he lost somebody and he was on the ground. No, he was in, I guess, a dressing room, and he lost somebody, and he still went out and he played well. Because he's playing for the country. He knows that he can't let his personal life affect his professional life, because the country doesn't deserve if he gets knocked out in zero. Obviously audience doesn't deserve that. Whatever happened in his life is his personal life. So whatever happens in our personal life, I think we shouldn't let that affect in something we are doing for others. Like if I am creating videos, I do create it for myself also, but more I want to add value to the person who is watching my videos. So he shouldn't get affected if I am feeling very dull or I am not talking properly in front of my camera. So even the person who is watching my video, even he will feel low suddenly.
Right.
Because I'm giving that vibe to him or her, whoever is watching my video.
True that.
So you have to be cheerful all the time. You have to stay positive, and there is saying, people usually say that what you give, it comes back to you. So I want to give positive vibes so that I get positive vibes, because I feel that everybody needs that, you know, and that is very being positive is very important now. You know, you can't let anything affect your mental health or your physical health, because you don't deserve it. Nobody deserves that situation where he or she feels alone, or feels that this is the end, you know, the world has come to an end for him or her. Nobody deserves to feel that.
So Dharti, please tell me, have you ever faced criticism? Specifically, I'm asking you about your family reactions once you revealed your sexuality to them. How did you make them understand about it, and how did you overcome it?
See, like I said earlier, that you know, I was also in denial when I realized that I'm a lesbian. So even my family, they were also in denial when I first time revealed it in front of them. But one thing is that my dad still doesn't know about it, but I think he has a hint, and he never says anything to me. Like, he's like, if you are happy, then I'm happy. So when first time I told my mother that I'm a lesbian, I like girls, then she didn't knew the term. Then I had to explain her that this is it. So she was crying in front of me for like 3 hours, which was very heartbreaking for me to witness that. So for few days she was like, you do love marriage, but it should be a guy, but do love marriage, bring any guy, I will accept him. You just marry a guy. Then I used to I used to not get angry. It used to make me angry, but I used to not get angry, because I know that if I get angry, then it will piss her off, and she won't understand that. Then she will be like, this is just a phase of mine and it will just pass. So you know, I used to make her sit and understand that, you know, mom, even if I marry a guy, I won't be happy with him. Do you want that? Do you want me to be unhappy for the rest of my life? Then, you know, as years, days passed, she got very understanding, and she is now okay. And talking about criticism, yeah, there were many people, you know, there were many people who used to tell me that, you know, अरे एक बार लड़की से try तो कर, it is like a pizza यार. I'm trying for cheese bus pizza. एक बार मैं try करके मुझे अच्छा लगेगा, so I'm going to eat that for the rest of my life. This is not a case, you know. Actually, this mentality is very wrong. That एक बार try तो कर. I know that you should try everything in your life before you be sure, but I have tried many times being in a relationship with a guy, and I think it's time that people should stop asking such kind of questions, because if a person takes a decision, you know, they must have definitely thought about it. So yeah, I've faced criticism many times. There are many people who come and, you know, even who boys, they used to hit on me earlier, but now they don't. So they used to say, try kar mere saath ek baar, try kar. So yeah, this is it.
Okay, we have gone through a lot of videos of you, and specifically in one video you have talked about, you know, to be happy with yourself and to motivate others for a good cause. I repeat my question, to motivate others for a good cause. My question to you is, how do you do it? What are you bringing to the table for your audiences?
See, when I was only 6 years old, you know, when everything everything was in my mind that, oh my god, I like girls and all. And you know, I don't know why I have this feeling since childhood that, you know, I should help others. You know, even if there is a stranger who is crying or who is emotionally unstable, you know, I feel very bad for them. My friends, you know, they scold me that what if वो तेरा फायदा उठाएगा, तेरे अच्छाई का फायदा उठाएगा. But you know, अभी लोगों की सोच ही ऐसे हो गई है कि they have stopped helping strangers just because they think about themselves first.
Right.
कि अगर इसने मेरा फायदा उठाया तो मैं क्या करूँगा? अरे, at least just go and ask him or her. Humanity है ही नहीं अभी किसी में. अरे पूछ लो at least कि क्या हुआ, क्या है रीजन, क्या पता कि वो उसके बाद सुसाइड करने जाए, एंड इफ वी गो एंड टॉक टू हिम और हर, वो शायद रुक जाएगा. You know, he or she might just change his mind. So I think we should stop getting scared that of us being used by somebody else. If we portray ourselves strong, then I don't think anybody will dare to take advantage of us. So to motivate others, I think that what will motivate me, for me it is if somebody gives me motivation through their words, or by watching some inspirational video. So my partner, I won't take her name, so my source of strength is her. Whenever I feel sad or depressed, she is the one who motivates me. So I know that her words are going to motivate me. And for you also, it might be your mother, your best friend, or anybody. So ये लोग सब लोग कहाँ से आते हैं? These are the peoples, तो अगर हम लोग भी अगर किसी को ऐसे हेल्प करें, तो सामने वाला बंदा मोटिवेट हो सकता है. एंड इफ यू वांट टू motivate larger audience, you can make videos, you can publish it on Instagram, Facebook. Now you have so many social media platforms where you can do it, where you can help others. If you want to really help others, then you can do it. The main thing you should do is, whenever you talk about something, you should be very understanding about that topic. कि I am talking about this, then ये सामने वाले को कैसे वो सुन के उसको कैसे फील होना चाहिए. So I think that is the main reason, that main thing that you should do whenever you motivate others. And just don't think कि ये advantage, that is very very selfish thought that comes to mind whenever you see a stranger being crying or whatever.
Right. That was huge from you, and I firmly believe in one thing, that you should add values to other lives, no matter who that person is, irrespective of the fact whether that person would be helpful to you in your near future, or for that matter, never.
Yeah, it should, whenever you give love or help, it doesn't matter if that comes back to you with the same person, from the same person. If you give love to others or help them, God will do that thing, that you will get help whenever you will need it. He will do his thing. You should not worry about that कि मैं क्यों हेल्प करूँ जब कोई मुझे हेल्प नहीं करता. अरे मिलेगा हेल्प. तू कर तो सही, तू करेगा नहीं तो तुझे मिलेगा कैसे हेल्प. Then I think you should do it. You should not think much about it. What will I get in return? You should first think it. What I am going to do to save his life.
How did you find about your passion? I want to know which situation led you to do what you are doing right now. That is, you are on YouTube, you are on Instagram, you are making fun comedy videos, you are doing inspirational and motivational videos. How did this all happen, and what led to this situation?
So, before doing YouTube, having my own YouTube channel, I used to work in a company, which is also a YouTube based company. I won't name it. So I was a channel manager and content writer. So I used to create videos also. So for 2 years I felt okay. I was happy with my job. But then for 6 months I used to feel that, what the hell am I doing? There was something inside me. It was asking me to just stop and do what you want to do. I was just doing it for the sake of doing it. I wasn't really happy in 2017. I quit my job in June in 2017. Yes. So from the start of 2017, I used to feel, I thought I am not born to do this. I think I should do something of my own. I should start motivating people, inspire them, to live their life according to them and not according to anybody else's. So for example, you take my life, my parents never forced me to do anything. I did whatever I wanted to do. So not everybody as lucky as me, and I feel that there are many kids who face this face this situation. Their parents want them to do engineering, so they are doing engineering, but in their mind, in their heart, there is something else. So I think you should do it. You should do something for your parents too. But after you become mature, after you graduate, you should think about yourself, because at that time you do it, but later in your life you regret it, and you blame your parents that because of you I did it, and because of you I am unhappy right now. So I think you should just do it. You should do what you want, and not think much about it.
The other day we met, you told me about 3 stages of your life, and please can you elaborate us for the wider community?
First stage is finding yourself in this very confused society, and the second is learning about yourself finally, but still being in denial, and third stage is finally when you accept yourself, when you stop caring about others, what they think about you, and you just do whatever you want to do. And I think lots of us go through the same thing, and I think that many people are still stuck in the second stage, that they know themselves there, but they are still in denial.
I completely agree with you, Dharti, because same was the situation with me too, guys, and this is the first time I'm doing a video and coming out of my closet. So yes, what she said is 100% true, that people, they do not know what they really are passionate about. If they know about it, they do not do it. The things could be as simple as that. They are scared, that would be anxiety, whether I'll be able to do it or not. And the last is yes, finally, which I did it today, by the way. Screw it and just do it. Let's see how it goes. Thank you so much for this, Dharti. It was very, very valuable. Moving on to the next question. You have also talked about bullying. Have you ever faced it? I know you did tell that you haven't never faced it, but I want to know, for my audience, for my community, how will you overcome it if anyone goes through it or is coming across through it?
There is only one thing in my mind: the person who bullies is already behind you. The person who bullies you is somewhere jealous of where you are in your life. Obviously he or she wants to be in your stage, in your place. That's why they can't accept that fact that you are above them. So that's why they by bullying they pull you down. So I don't think that we should give really importance to people who bully you. So that's it.
Okay. So all these bullying, criticism, these are basically, I believe, they are negative emotions, right? So how do you cope with these negative emotions? What do you do when these are actually arriving to you? Because we all know that there are times that we are going to have negative emotion, but bang on, I need to get aside. Apart from it, I need to do what I'm supposed to do. So I want to know the exact thought process when the negative emotions are turning up. Is it clicking in your mind like, dude, yeah, this is the negative emotion, it's piling up in me, this is something which is going to affect me and not others, so I need to stop it right now, then and there? So does it actually comes to you that yeah, this is negative emotions? It could be anger, it could be anxiety, it could be stress, it could be hatred. So do you categorize your negative emotions like, okay, this is the negative emotion, I need to work on it, I'll be doing this to eradicate it, or to at least to minimize it for my betterment?
Thank God you asked me this question. So yeah, when I was in my teenage, I used to get very angry when anybody criticized me. I used to, being angry is a sign that you are giving them importance, which is not a case now, because now I'm matured. I don't really bother if somebody criticizes me or bullies me. I know that they are way below me, and if they want my help, I'll definitely help them. I won't think कि इसने मुझे bully किया था, I won't help them, because the person who bullies, they themselves need help.
Wow.
They need to find themselves, because they are lost.
Right.
They think that how come she is doing such great thing and how come I'm not doing it. It's not that they can't do it, because they are not doing it because they are focusing and bullying others. If they shift their focus to something else, I think they can also do it.
Right. This actually reminded me of a very great book. It's Mindset: The New Psychology of Success by Carol Dweck. Guys, please go through this book. And she somewhat said a similar answer, that the person who bullies themselves need help. That is something which is left in the, that is something which do not help them, which do not motivate them, and they feel good if they bully someone, they push someone down. But the actual reason, and it has been proven scientifically in that book, they have mentioned very clearly that these guys, they definitely need help. So it was a fantastic and phenomenal answer. I have read or listened from someone, and I'm happy to have that to be besides me. Okay, that is so. Coming on to our next question, and I know you have been very much grateful through your life. I know you very personally. You thank for each and every situations. Even if the person who have bullied you, who has criticized you, you are always being thankful to them, because you always meant and believe in the one fact, you are what you are because of them. So what is your stand on being grateful, and how do you tell our community, how do you inculcate these values? Because being grateful is very important, is what I personally believe.
You should always be grateful in every situation in your life, or you are in any condition. You should always be grateful, because if God puts you in a situation, there are many others who are worse than yours. Then you should be grateful in what you are, and maybe it will be your karma if there is something bad is happening to you. But if you do good things, I am sure that no bad thing will happen to you. And and ups and downs are part of life. If there is no ups and downs, then I think your life will be very boring, and you will lose the value of your life. Downs shows that our life is very precious. People around us are very precious. You have to take care of them. You have to take care of yourself. And ups, when there are upside in our life, it makes us realize that when we are happy, we have so many people to celebrate with.
True.
If you are not grateful to others or even to God, I think you will be left alone.
True.
In some point of your life, you will be left alone. You will be thinking, आज मेरे पास इतना कुछ है, there are many things in my life, but I am alone right now. I have nobody to celebrate it with. So you have to be grateful. It's very important to be grateful in your life. For everything, for every small thing, you have to be grateful. You have to thank others. Whoever have motivated you, or even inspire even one person. You have to be grateful.
Wow, it's really good to listen to you and have you besides me, because we both share a similar mindset that you should always be grateful for everything that you have in your life. Before moving to my final question, I just want to ask for my community, where can these guys find you?
I have two YouTube channels. One's name is The Unpoet, and other's name is Dharti, Dharti. I have my Instagram account named The Unpoet. I have my Facebook page, The Unpoet, and I'm sure we will give my links in the description box below,
sure.
So you can find me there.
Coming to my last question for today, what are the values you wish to add to lives, and what is the impact you want to have in this world?
I want to say one thing, don't run behind materialistic things. Run behind people who you think are valuable, who are giving, who are adding values to your life. You should keep them close. And whatever happens in your life, just stay positive, because negativity is not going to stay forever, and it is just a phase. And even if you feel negative, you can always talk to me or Shri here. He's my best friend, one of my best friends. We are very close. So yeah, that's it. Just be positive. Just think about your goals, your life, and I'm sure you can achieve everything and anything in your life if you think about it every time, and if you think about helping others, I think you can do anything.
Thank you so much, Dharti. It was nice having you here.
My pleasure.
So guys, this was my first interview with Dharti Patel. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I learned a lot from her. She gave us a very important message, guys. Be compassionate, be kind, and give respect to each and every individual you come across, irrespective of the fact whether they'll be helpful to you or not. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, I'm mentioning Dharti Patel's channel's links in my description section below. I would like to know about the feedback, so please do let me know how did you feel about this interview in the comment section below. I'll see you next time. Till then, thank you.